Hello and welcome to the solutions video for simplifying rational expressions in CK12's Algebra unit. So once again, we make sure it's currently assigned to you. I haven't specified before, but if you have limited access, you can just download a worksheet in PDF or HTML, complete it on paper, and then upload a photo after the fact. But it is better, obviously, to have the dynamic practice to help you get set up, give you feedback whether your answers are right or wrong. So always use the website if it's at all possible. And remember, look for the "This is currently assigned to you" option. Or it's not really an option, but make sure you see that banner so that you know you are logged in and I'll be able to see the answers. So now we want to simplify the following expression. Now the 6 and the 8 are separated by a plus. So the only factors that can be cancelled are factors that are common to both. Thankfully, both are even numbers, so we can divide them by 2. 6 over 2 is 3, which immediately tells us it's option A. 8 over 2 is 4. Here again, separated by a plus. So if we're going to cancel with the 4, they both have to be multiples of 4, which they are. So 12 over 4 is 3. 8 over 4 is 2. Now if the width of the rectangle is 3x plus 5 and the length is 6x plus 10, find the ratio of the width to the length. So the width is 3x plus 5, the length is 6x plus 10, and width to length means the width goes on top. Now notice our denominator, they're both even numbers. We have a common factor of 2. And when we factor that out, we end up with a 3x plus 5 in numerator and denominator. And this simplifies to 1/2. We're up to proficient, and of course our goal is to hit mastery, whether you've answered 10 correctly or not. So again, we have a width and a length. It's the same sort of idea. Notice that our length, everything is a multiple of 4. Factoring out that 4, we'd have 4 times 5x plus 3. Right? 20 divided by 4 is 5. 12 divided by 4 is 3. The 5x plus 3's cancel. We'd be left with 1 over 4. Here's our width and our length. And we want this again as a simplified ratio. And our denominator, everything is a multiple of 6. Our numerator, everything is a multiple of 2. In our denominator, if we just pull out a factor of 3, instead of pulling out the full 6, so we'd have 2x plus 4 over 3, then what's left is a 2x plus 4. It cancels in one step, instead of in 2, having the 2 over 6 and x plus 2. So we have a ratio of 1 over 3. And now with the 5 correctly answered, we see that we are at mastery. So we may stop and get full credit, making sure we turn it in. If we do not click that turn in button, then we cannot see it. Or at least I cannot see it to mark. Note that when we've got the CK12 classroom like this, turning it in only turns it in on CK12, not in the Google Classroom. So it no longer does the automatic mark as done as when I shared it to the Google Classroom before. That we get a lot more reports and a lot more detailed information if we do it this way. That said, you don't technically need to hand it in on the Google Classroom for me to see it. When the assignment is due, I will just manually check every student whether you've handed it in or not. So turning it in there will only really help me identify it if you've handed it in early. But that solves that homework assignment.